let's take a look at a concept called the results chain. That is a very central concept in intervention logic. The results chain basically means we start from somewhere and we hope to reach some other place. So we start from the inputs. These are the things that we mobilize in order to enable us to do the intervention. Yeah, and of course you can think of money, financial resources, but there are others. There are human resources, material, technical, and also political, in the sense that there will have to be support from decision makers in order to make sure that this intervention actually produces the change that we would like to see. So we are obviously, as an intervention, responsible for mobilizing these inputs, and with these inputs we do activities. And activities, they are expressed by verbs to do something, and they are specific tasks. And these tasks have a very clear aim of producing things. And these things that are produced are the outputs. Yeah, so you can think of outputs as products or services, or maybe even infrastructure that are put in place by the intervention. And it's important to realize that these are things that were not there before. So zero before, and the intervention produces them, and therefore at the end of the intervention they are there purely because of the intervention. If we have produced these outputs, then hopefully we will see outcomes appear, and these outcomes are change. They are effects of what we do, and these could either be a change in behavior of our target groups. So these are the people or organizations involved directly in the intervention, next to the implementers, and or they could be changes in the circumstances of these target groups. If we take the example of an intervention in vocational education, then we could think of an intervention where we produce innovative teaching methods and learning materials, maybe even invest in IT, but we also train the teachers to take into account or to use more modern teaching techniques. Now, these teachers would, in that case, be the primary target group, because we work directly with them, and we hope to improve their circumstances and hopefully also change their behavior, because they have to use what we give them, what we develop. If they don't use it, there will be no change, and we will just have produced something with no effect. Now, hopefully then these target groups whose behavior or circumstances are changed will enable a wider group of beneficiaries to benefit from what we call impacts. And impacts, as you can see the definition here, are intermediate or even long-term, which means over the span of years, changes which are not only caused by the intervention, but the intervention contributes to these larger changes. But it probably depends on other intervention. It depends on other forms of policy, maybe on actions of the private sector. But the key thing, and you see it at the bottom here of the impact box, is that these are effects on final beneficiaries, meaning they may not be, and they are often not part of the intervention itself. Yeah, and in the example of the vocational education, we could think of the students. Yeah, so even if these students are not directly involved in the activities, the teachers were involved, then still, if these teachers use the new methods and they change their behavior, then of course we would hope that these students will, first of all, maybe their success rate goes up. They learn more, they acquire better skills, and maybe even in the end, they have a better chance of finding a job.